Buenos dias, amigos. Welcome back to another edition of Cabana Crypto. Beautiful day here in the mid-Atlantic US. And beautiful times in the crypto markets as well, huh? About that ETH. We actually put out a recent alert when it was at 230 and or in the 230s, and I mean this week it just went up 20% in a straight line. It was amazing performance out of that one. Speaking of a performance, another name that we added to the long-term portfolio. The day after, literally 24 hours after we posted it, it went up, say 30%. And we're not a trading site. We're not trying to flip these names either. We're trying to get good entries for long-term investments. So hopefully, if that one stays put or flags here and for the next move, we got in on that one. Speaking of long-term investments, let's talk about HEX. Let's talk about HEX. So this one, I'll just go ahead and say it, is my top pick for 2020. Actually listed that one and another crypto as my two top picks. I will say HEX is my top pick for a percentage, on a percentage basis for 2020, probably 2021 really. But this one came up when someone on social media was asking for the best performing assets of 2020. So naturally, I pulled my old Richard Hart chart out. You know, the one with HEX, and posted that, and of course got the default parrot comment, scam. So it's still out there, it won't stop. But kindly asked the guy, tell me why, and he wouldn't. I was like, well, if you're gonna call it a scam, you should at least have some evidence of that. He's like, well, you, talking to me, need to prove why it's not a scam. And I was like, that's not how this works. I was like, if you accuse something of being a scam, then provide sufficient evidence of it being so, and I'll believe you if you show me the evidence. And he, I think, liked that response but never responded. You know, so just another one off the HEX list of they have nothing. They have nothing when it comes to parroting, scam, and all that stuff. And he mentioned, of course, the usuals. You know, where does the ETH go? Richard Hart. I'm triggered by Richard. And of course the OA always comes up. So these are the top 3 arguments, I guess, against HEX. Let me adjust the camera here. So I think the first 2 have mostly died away or gone away this year in the launch phase. Number 1, those who are triggered by Richard. I don't like Richard Hart. You know, if that's your choice. If that stops you from making a wise investment decision, then that's on you. I can't help you with that. I would hope that you see that he has designed a project that's complete, 3 times audited, acts like it was designed, does what it should. And depending on your point of view, could do really well for you. Next is, where does the ETH go? And to me, this has been the silliest one of all. Just because if you think of things in a certain way, they really become quite simple. And the ETH thing is one of those. So if I go to Coinbase and give them my dirty fiat money and basically transform into Bitcoin, do I ask Coinbase where my money went? No. I got what I wanted. I chose to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever asset I chose to transform that money into. So when one transforms ETH into HEX, it's the same concept. If I go to Starbucks, which I don't, but if I did, and I gave my dirty fiat money to Starbucks for something I wanted, which is some Chino drink thing, see, I don't even know, I would be getting what I wanted because I chose to part with the money. The analogies could go on and on. So I just think that argument is dead in the water. It's never been a starter for me. And it's a lazy argument at that. I hate lazy arguments. Anyway, so I think that one's actually kind of died down as well. The last remaining one is all about the OA, the origin address. Oh my gosh, who controls that? And they could dump on my head at any second. These are probably people who wear, virus masks in their cars while driving down the highway. But anyway, so the OA. Think of it this way. I bet most of you, if not all of you, own crypto and or stocks. So let's actually start with stocks. You own a stock, and say, let's not even go down the activist route. Let's just say you own a stock. Said stock has insiders, or founder, CEO, executives, board of directors. More often than not, their goals are aligned with yours in that they want that price to go up. They are incentivized to do so. The same holds true, I would certainly think, for the OA. Founders of relevant crypto projects that will stick around for years and years and years, they are incentivized to hold on to their crypto. If you own that crypto, you're rooting for them to hold it, and you probably own it because you think they will, unless it's a very, very shady, exit scamish looking type thing. And if you think of it that way, at least I do, I'm thankful for the OA. And as long as that's around, I'm good with it. If you have Carl Icahn or a Bill Ackman take position in a stock that you own and take over, say, 5% of it, they have a vested interest in that stock price performance. I would think the OA has a vested interest in the price performance of HEX. I don't know why this concept is so hard for many to grasp, but it's what I firmly believe. And I think if we can get past this last hurdle before big payday, we can certainly get some more Hexicans on board, and that would be good for them. And that's the goal here, really. Saw this morning. Friends don't let friends miss big payday. So once in a HEX lifetime, and could be once in a lifetime event for those owning, holding, investing. It's coming up in November. That's months away now, just months away. And once that train leaves the station, it's not coming back. So if we can get by these silly arguments of, I don't like Richard, where does the ETH go, which I think, you know, anybody who's going to be buy them is buy them at this point. Now it's, what's happening with the OA? Well, I'd argue the OA is your friend, as it is mine. The OA, I would think, would be incentivized for the price of HEX to go up, put simply. So wouldn't you want to ride on those coattails and have the value of your portfolio go up along with HEX? It's really quite simple if you think about it. One last point on this, and maybe this could help someone out there, but it's really something to think about. So, if someone came to you and said, this investment, if you choose to invest in it, first off, it's run by someone that you don't like. You do not like this person. And if you invest in it, in say 3 years, let's give it a time frame of 3 years. In 3 years' time, you will make $1 million. At the same time, that person that you do not like will make $10 million. Would you still invest? Or would you ignore the chance to make $1 million out of pure spite? I guess some would in this world. I certainly wouldn't. Because think about it this way: even if you were that spiteful, wouldn't you want to, first of all, get those gains? And second, if you're so triggered by the entity who made $10 million and were convinced perhaps that person, he, she, it would do evil with it, then why don't you run out and do good with your $1 million? You could do a lot of good for $1 million. You could help family, friends, community, church. And if something is designed to appreciate, like HEX is, and everyone begins to understand that not only was price designed, or HEX designed, programmed to pump, but at a certain point, it could also be seen as a source of income for some if you get in early enough. The many financial burdens would be freed, and then you could help many people in your life. That doesn't sound evil to me. It sounds like taking advantage of an opportunity. And if you're so convinced that the large entity or whales are not on your side, well, you can still do plenty of good. Something to think about. But what if, and I just thought of this as I close here, what if that whale or those whales who got that 10 million, maybe they didn't even need that 10 million anyway, first off, but they have that 10 million now and they actually do good with it. Ever think about that? Not everything in this world is evil. Think of good possibilities every once in a while. I'm not saying for a fact at all, that would happen in that hypothetical scenario, but it is something to think about. That exercise with the 1 million and 10 million, I think can tell you a lot. But if you also think about if you use your gains and you're unhappy where if somebody else is making money, you can at least do some good with yours. But I guess I'll also break it to you, in the stock market, there's always a bigger fish. Someone always owns more than you do of a stock. Someone always owns more of a crypto than you do. But we're all in this together, I would think, to get the gains. So I just wanted to lay those things out, and hopefully a way that maybe that's new or fresh or you want to pass around, and share with whoever you might find value in sharing those points with, or write them down and tell them your own way. But yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Big payday is coming fast. Like I said, months away. Share rate's gonna go mad. So exciting. Curious to see what the price action does. Just so many things at play, and I guess I'll segue that into hosting a live stream this Tuesday. Some of your favorite Hexkins will be there. Call it a Hex Roundtable, Hex Space Force, Hex All-Star Team. It's kind of how I pitched it to some of the guys I invited. Crypto Coffee will be there. Johnny Chaos will be there. Litecoin Moses scheduled to be there, although he might show up 5 minutes late. Love you, Moses. And some more guests. I'm making the rounds and seeing who I can get confirmed. We're talking nothing but Hex. I have been working on just a discussion list. We have so many great content creators out there right now. RG3's got Discourse Syndicate. They cover so much, just a wide range of topics. It's an organic conversation, so I really enjoy that. So check them out. Hexologist, of course, with the Hex News. But this one, I'm just going to go pretty much just down a list with the panel, discuss everything Hex. Hope you all tune in. It'll be after Hexologist is done on Tuesday night, and hope to see you then. It'll be a fun time, and hopefully we can all gain a little bit from it. And I know we'll just get more excited as a big payday approaches. It's going to be just a crazy next few months, I think. And can't wait to be part of it. Thankful to be part of it. Thankful for such a wonderful community. Speaking of community, Randy Hilarski of the Hex community just put out within the past week or so a great community or piece on the Hex community. So go check that out. I'll try to link to all these things in the description. Live stream and Randy's piece and anything else that's relevant. But I'm going to close it out here because I'm covered what I wanted to cover regarding Hex. And yeah, if you can use any of those points or anything in here, phrase it your own way. But train's leaving the station soon, so get on board. Friends don't let friends miss big payday. We'll see you soon.